Gemini, welcome to Chrysalis Invictus for your Summer Solstice reading. So Summer Solstice reading, I'm looking at the next few months, maybe up to Lughnasadh about August 1st or Autumn Equinox into September, and just taking a look at what messages there are for you. And we're starting off with this Spirit Animal Oracle card, and then we'll pull some tarot to see what other messages there are for you. So you have the Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. This is really about actually tending to the small things within yourself. So the smaller details of your life that maybe you don't necessarily take a look at. So if you've been kind of focused on bigger picture things. So what I mean by that is the comfort you feel in your own skin. So, you know, the foods you eat, the clothes that you wear, and it's really an embodied thing here as you notice, like, how does the soap you use affect your skin? How does the small things that you do throughout your day, how do they impact you? So I see you being more mindful and really conscious of the self, really conscious of the parts of yourself that are that need tending, or that are vulnerable, or that need development and nurturing. As well, I do feel like spiritually you'll be receiving a lot of signs from certain animals coming into your life, or by watching different animals. This could be like watching documentaries and learning different things about animals will trigger certain thoughts or insights about yourself. So I see that there is this kind of reflection in the outside world, in the behaviors and patterns of, you know, the way that the birds fly, or certain habits that you notice in maybe even a pet that's in your home. Okay, so that is really something to look at and focus on through this period. Okay, so I'm going to use the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot for your messages. So what does Gemini need to know during summer solstice? What does Gemini need to know? The Empress. When you bake a cake, it comes down to the flour that you're using. This is more about that, about what you are feeding to yourself, how you are nurturing yourself. So, you know that saying, like, one bad apple can spoil the bunch, but also just like this, everything is in the details. Everything is in the details right now, including and specifically to yourself, you know, how you're nourishing yourself, how you're caring for yourself. There's also something coming up about mothers, a mother wound, how your mother triggers you, or how your mother does something or has taught you, or how you compare yourself to your mother. Definitely something about this. So let's find out more about that. Tell us more about this Empress. Oh, Tower. Okay, so there could be an epiphany or something that comes in, some information that comes in about a mother or mother figure, or some aspect of yourself as a nurturer. So this could be you as a mother, and you discover that there was something that you did that was well-meaning, that created some difficulty or damage in your child's life, or vice versa. I'm really seeing that this is something that you can actually access through drama, so through a play or through a story or through some kind of cathartic imagining of a similar situation. So maybe you're watching a movie or a TV show and something reminds you of your dynamic with your mother, or you as mother, or you as nurturer. So the way that you nurture maybe your partner or the people, your friendships. And there's this kind of reflection where you can see the dance play out. You can kind of start to see that dynamic very clearly. And that's going to come in with a lot of new ideas. But you have some Tower energy coming in through this summer solstice season. So the Tower is epiphanies. The Tower is things falling apart, things that maybe didn't have the foundation you thought they had will start to crumble. But here, this is really more exploding from the inside out. And we see this here, that there is this, I haven't been able to put my finger on it, so I haven't spoken of it yet, but there's definitely sacral and solar plexus energy all over this reading. So when we think of the sacral is a nurturing space. It's a creative space. And the solar plexus is the home of the self and the will. And so how are your nurturing tendencies toward yourself or others destructive, and how are they helpful? We have the Six of Wands coming in. So there's also this kind of breakthrough energy. This Tower brings a victory. This Tower brings you into a new day. Okay. So this is really the path. What's going on in your love life? What's going on for Gemini's love life? Okay, so I see you moving away from something, and this could come from this epiphany. Moving away from, maybe this is a smothering kind of nurturing figure. So if you're in a relationship that is sort of overbearing, I see you moving away from that. But I also see you moving away from some illusions that you've had about love or what a relationship should be. And really noticing the small things and not ignoring the small things or shoving them away. I'm just being reminded right now that Gemini is of two minds about things. So this is actually, with the two sixes that are here, I feel like you are the epiphany that comes in, and with these sixes, it's showing me that you have been of two minds, but those two minds are going to come together in this period of time, and you're going to be able to integrate both sides. Okay, and you're doing that through the acknowledgement of these small things. So again, in a relationship, if you are always sort of like, oh, well, that's a small thing, the small things pile up, and this epiphany or this situation is going to make sure that you address those small things, that you recognize that a lot of small things make up a big thing. Yeah, and moving into a space of independence. I'm really feeling for some of you Geminis, there is a breakup. There's a falling apart of some kind of relationship, which doesn't mean it won't come back together necessarily. You know, take it as it resonates for your situation. But I see that this independence is needed. This moving away and independence. This is about being single in a really great way, or coming into yourself, focusing inward on yourself. What are you trying to save is a question as well. What are you trying to save? The Queen of Cups. Okay, Okay, so what I'm getting here is that there's a fear. You're of two minds because one side is trying to preserve and honor this fear that you have, that comes from and thinks from this space of fear. But here I see you moving into this really finding emotional integration. And if you've been spilling out or pouring out any kind of nurturing energy, or if you've been whatever the wounding is, whatever the difficulty is, it's kind of like you find a way to gather it and feel it. I don't know how else to put it. Okay, let's take a look at, so what are we seeing for career here? There's definitely change on the horizon for you. There's change, but there's also this be careful about being too much in the past or too much in the future. I can see that that is the split that's here. Being in the past and being in the future. Keep that forward momentum. Try not to get dragged back into the past. Can I get a card for, please? Okay. Are you holding on to something that is conflicted, a conflict? So I don't really see, I see that you holding on to something is going to create some kind of conflict when it comes to your career or your school or your work life or even just your material world. That holding on to something is going to create more complication. That you just get tangled up in arbitration or paperwork, or the more you hold on to something, the less clear it becomes. Give it some space. Let it breathe. Observe the small things. Again, going back to that mouse spirit. This is interesting because it's almost suggesting that you become smaller in worlds where you used to be bigger. This could be taking a step down or a step back. And it's really, again, I don't feel like this is permanent. I feel like this is something to gain perspective, to be able to see more clearly into yourself and what it is that you need and what it is that you're cultivating. Let's get you some advice from the animals. For my Geminis. What does Gemini need to know? Frog, stepping into your power. Yeah, this is what I see here, is definitely stepping into your power. But you do that by getting smaller. You turn the Empress on her head for a victory. Whatever is coming through this next time and however this relates to your life, it's very upside down almost. Like the opposite of what you think it would be. And sloth, digital detox, recalibrate, reset, recharge. Yes, yes, yes. This is what I was feeling for you, is that this is like pulling back with the digital detox. Like that's a bigger world, and it's almost like making your world smaller, making your world more about you. Maybe this is not communicating with people so much. Letting go of things that are holding you and binding you and trapping you in their energy, so that you can gain some perspective, so you can gain some independence. Don't take a back seat in your story. It's time to step up. All right. So I'm going to leave you there, Gemini. I hope that you have a wonderful summer. If you'd like to book a personal reading and get more specific, my information is in the description box below, as well as links to my yoga and meditation classes. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, that'd be amazing. I have a GoFundMe for tuition, so that would be really helpful. And otherwise, have a great time. Have a great day. Bye.